Hi, it's State Representative Jim Walsh here for our latest legislative update. I'm here in my office in the O'Brien building at the Capitol campus, and there's a lot going on. We are at a little bit past the halfway point of the current legislative session. The 6 initiatives to fix what's broken in Washington are still dominating the discussions here at the legislature. And just lately, there's been some interesting news worth noting. The majority caucus leaders recently made a public statement that they are not going to give a hearing or vote or really any legislative attention to 2 of the most popular of the 6 initiatives. That would be Initiative 2117, which would repeal the disastrous cap-and-trade tax scheme that's driven gas and diesel prices so high here in Washington state, and Initiative 2109 that would repeal the state's recently passed capital gains income tax, which has led Jeff Bezos and other tech entrepreneurs to leave the state. Both of these tax reforms are important public policy, and right now the majority's clearly nervous about the good reforms are fear-mongering all the essential programs that would be cut if these tax reforms are passed by the people into law. That fear-mongering is not fact-based. In fact, our budgets, operating, transportation, and capital construction have all been expanding quickly here in Olympia. And even with the growth, we're running budget surpluses, even to this day. So there's plenty of money in Olympia. There is certainly room to reform taxes here, to get back to our state's long-standing 3-legged approach to tax revenue, focused on property taxes, sales taxes, and the business and occupation B&O tax. These new taxes, the cap-and-trade scheme, the capital gains income tax, we don't need them to run any of the essential services of government. And it's worth noting, just a day ago, the state's Department of Revenue, Washington State's version of the IRS, acknowledged it has made a number of mistakes in accounting for the state's new capital gains income tax, errors, and not just one error, that have created an overstatement of the amount of revenue being generated by that new tax. It's a big problem, one that we will resolve in the budget writing process here by prioritizing and reprioritizing some projects and activities. And you would think that the tax and spend left would be up in arms about this. They're basically trying to ignore the overstatement. What this recent error proves is that we can fix our fiscal house here in Washington, in Olympia. We can repeal unneeded taxes that are breaking the backs of middle-class families and working families all around Washington, and not create any operating hardship here in Olympia. We can still fund our schools. We can still fund essential services. We just need to prioritize how we spend the money we're currently bringing in Olympia. The other 4 initiatives, the majority caucus leaders have indicated they may give hearings to, and that would be a good thing. These initiatives are a powerful reform force here at the state capitol, one driven by the people of the state. And it's important that leadership, who is nervous clearly that their grasp on government control may be weakening, need to listen to the voice of the people on tax reform, on restoring police pursuits so we can fight crime, and on parental rights and healthy families. The leadership here in Olympia needs to listen to you, the people. And I believe that is beginning to happen. That's a healthy thing. It may not be comfortable for long-standing holders of political power here in Olympia, but it's a healthy thing for the state, and it's a healthy thing for the real people of the state. So I'm encouraged. The session still has several weeks left, and it's going to be interesting to see how things all play out leading up to the March 7th conclusion, at least the scheduled conclusion of the current session. I'll keep you posted on how things go as we get closer to that date. But for now, be well, stay strong, and be optimistic that there's some good reform happening here at the state capitol.